Hi guys, my name is Trinh and today I'm here to do a book haul. As you can see, Miko is with me. He wants my attention right now. Okay, what do you want to do? Do you want to sit on my lap as I'm talking about these books? Never mind, he just left. So anyway, today I'm here to do a book haul. Basically, these are the books that I got towards the end of 2020 to the beginning of 2021. I bought a lot of books for myself, so of course I'm gonna talk about them. And then also I got a lot of books from like my boyfriend, from Sandy, from Mika, from Olivia, and then from publishers. First and foremost, I'm very aware that the Stop Asian Hate movement is going on right now, and I do want to acknowledge it because obviously I'm Asian and it's a big deal, and what happened last week broke my heart into a million pieces. I don't want to talk too much about it here because I will literally start crying. I will have the links and the resources down in the description box below, so of course use that to educate yourself. And not just that, please donate if you can to the GoFundMes of the victims' families because they're going through a lot right now. Oh no, I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry, but yeah, I highly encourage you to donate if you can. So that's that. And then a very exciting thing that will be happening on my channel on April 3rd is that I am hosting a live show for Chain of Iron. This is what it looks like. This is by Cassandra CLARE, and I will be hosting a live show on April 3rd, which is Saturday. It's at 6 p.m. EST, and of course I have some special guests that will be joining the live show: Sandy, Tiffany, Emma, Mika, and Hannah. I'm so freaking excited to be doing this because I've been thinking about this for like the past month, and oh my god, I cannot believe April 3rd is literally just next weekend, which is really crazy. So if you have read Chain of Iron by Cassandra CLARE, I really hope you guys will, you know, join the live show and have fun, and it's gonna be like really great. So I'm very excited about that, and I believe that is it for the announcement. And now let's get into this book haul. The first sugar daddy that I have to mention is me. Okay, me, myself, and I bought so many books in the past like 5 months, and here's the thing, I'm not going in depth with a synopsis because I have like at least 50 books to talk about in this video, so I'm just gonna mention them and then move on. Okay, I'm sure that you know a majority of these books and what they're about, so yeah, let's get started. Of course, I got How the King of Elfhame Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. If you don't know, this is a book that's like connected to the Cruel Prince trilogy. I believe this is like a book full of fairy tales about fairies. It's really cool because I heard that there are like a bunch of pictures in this. I'm so freaking excited because this is really cool, and actually I really enjoyed the Cruel Prince trilogy, so I'm very happy to have this book, and I cannot wait to read this later in 2021. The next book is In the Holidaze by Christina. I actually read this book already. I read it in December because this is like the perfect Christmas book. It's nice and cute, but at the same time it's not the best because it does deal with time travel. Is it time traveling? But is it time traveling? Oh my god, I don't remember, but it has to do with like the day being rewind over and over again because like the main character, she's going through a lot. Yeah, this book is not the best, but it's nice and enjoyable. That's all I have to say about this book. I talk more about this in my December wrap-up of 2020. Of course, I bought some manga, and the first one I think I got this for Black Friday. So this is Orange by Ichigo Takano, and I got Orange Volume 2 and then Orange Futures. I'm very hesitant about this one because I've heard like mixed things about this one, and it's mostly like negative reviews, I'm not gonna lie. I bought it anyway because Books A Million was having a buy two get one free kind of deal, you know, so I spent like a lot of money on that damn deal. But yeah, I want to talk about Orange because I have volume 2 right here, and I'm thinking about making a reading vlog where I just binge read the manga series. I'm planning to reread volume 1 to get hurt again because I felt so much pain, and then of course I really want to read volume 2 and then Orange Future. So please let me know if you want to see that reading vlog. I would love to make it. It's definitely something that I want to do, but you know, I need a push to make it, so let me know in the comment section below. The next book that I got is A Sky Beyond the Storm by Sabaa Tahir. I read this book with Sandy, I believe January of 2021, so just like 2 months ago, and I really enjoyed this book. If you don't know, this is the final book of An Ember in the Ashes series. My back is hurting really bad right now, so I really enjoy it. It's not like my favorite series of all time or anything like that, but it's definitely like really enjoyable, and I definitely learned a lot from the series. So this is the final book. Honestly, I really adore this cover because it's like purple, and yes, she's pretty long. Of course, I bought Tokyo Ghoul by Sui. Oh my god. So for Orange, I believe the author is Ichigo Takano. Did I say that or did I say Sui Ishida? So this is Orange by Ichigo Takano. But anyway, the author for Tokyo Ghoul is Sui Ishida, and I bought volume 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And I have read all these volumes, so these are like the last 5 volumes of Tokyo Ghoul, the series. I really enjoy everything, so it was fun. I'm pretty sure I talk about these books in my December wrap-up, if I'm correct. It was like a fun series, but still, I'm not planning to continue with Tokyo Ghoul read because I heard that the next series is quite problematic. I don't feel comfortable buying books from that series, so I think this is like the end of the Tokyo Ghoul era. Of course, we have to talk about Beastars because I bought volume 9, 10, 11, and then this is Beast Complex volume 1, so this is a little bit different. The author is Paru Itagaki, and for volume 9, I believe this came out in November, and I actually read this in January of 2021. Volume 10, this came out in January, and I actually read this in January as well, and I really enjoyed this one. Volume 11, this came out literally just last week, and I got this over the weekend, so I have not read this yet, but I'm very excited because I think something intense will happen in this one. Hopefully I can read this before March ends, but if not, I will read this next month in April. And then here we have Beast Complex volume 1. Honestly, all I know is that this will follow other characters and is a little bit different, but still is set in the same world as Beastars. I didn't even know about this until like 2 or 3 days ago when my boyfriend told me. I saw this at the bookstore and I bought it like immediately. So cannot wait to get into this one. I think I'm gonna read this after the 11th volume, so I'm very excited to get this. The next book is Rebel by Marie Lu. Honestly, I'm very happy about this book haul a little bit because I have read a majority of these books already, so you know, it makes me feel a little bit better about myself. If you don't know, Rebel is the 4th and final book of the Legend series. Basically, the first 3 books came out like years ago, and then I want to say 5 or 6 years later, Marie Lu came out with Rebel, and I read this book in January and I loved it so much, way more than I thought. So I thought that this was a pretty good finale, and it's nice to see like the old characters again. The next book is Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. So here's the thing about this book. Sandy told me that this book was not the best, and she was pretty disappointed after she finished this. So I was at Barnes & Noble and I saw this lovely sticker and I was like, ooh, I want to get it. So I did, and yeah, this is the Barnes & Noble edition, and if you don't know what it looks like, yeah, that's why I want to have it, because the first book I have it in the Barnes & Noble edition, so it was 50% off. I couldn't help myself. I texted Sandy and I was like, bitch, I'm such a clown. I think I will read this definitely. It's just that I'm gonna go into this having very low expectation because like I said, a lot of people really don't like this book. Yeah, hopefully this will be good. And if you don't know, this is did I say this? This is the second book of the Children of Blood and Bone series. I don't know much about this, to be honest. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I just really hope that it's gonna be like a decent book, you know? Like, hopefully I can give this a 4 out of 5 stars. That's all I'm asking for. The next book is Punching the Air by Zoboi and Dr. Yusef Salaam. I actually read this book, I believe, January of 2021. So it was a really good book. And if you don't know, this book is in verse and it follows our main character named Amal, who is convicted for a crime that he did not commit. It's a very big deal because Amal obviously is a black teenage boy. Not just that, he's Muslim as well. So that's something that you need to remember, and it's a really like heartbreaking book, but still, man, the writing is so freaking good, and overall I just think that this is a very important book to read. The next book is The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. There are 654 pages. It's a little bit scary, but still I think it's gonna be a really great book. So this is the second book of the Puppy Ward trilogy. I read the first book, I believe, like in November of 2020, and I really enjoy it, so I really want to continue with the series. Of course, I had to buy this. So this is the More Instruments graphic novel volume 4. So if you don't know, this is the last half of City of Ashes, and City of Ashes is the second book of TMI. I actually read this book already, and honestly I really enjoy it. I thought it was pretty accurate to the novel, or like the last half of the novel, and overall I think it's really good. And if you really love TMI and consider CLARE, then of course you just gotta pick this up because honestly it's pretty entertaining. Let's talk about classics real quick. So I have The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald and Passing by Nell Larsen. So as you can see, this is the Penguin English Library edition. I got this on Book Depository, which is a website that you can use to buy like books. Obviously, The Great Gatsby, I have not read this since high school, and that shit was like almost 10 years ago. But anyway, I really want to reread this sometime this year because there is a book that I want to read. You know, I'll show you later. Basically, that book is like a connection to The Great Gatsby in a way. I'll talk more about the other book so you understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's gonna be really fun to read this book again because it's been such a long time, and I don't even remember how I felt about this book when I read it back in high school, but I'm sure things are a little bit different since I have, you know, matured as a reader. So yeah, cannot wait to reread this book. Passing by Nell Larsen. I actually read this book, I want to say 3 years ago for a class, and I really enjoy it. When I saw that Penguin English Library edition has Passing by Nell Larsen and this beautiful cover and edition, I bought it. I gave my old copy away and I got this pretty edition. So cannot wait to reread this book because it's actually pretty short and I would love to like read it again for funsies. It's basically about a black woman who passed as a white woman. So it kind of actually, real quick, The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, which is a book that I'm reading right now, really reminds me of Passing by Nell Larson. So I cannot wait to, you know, finish that book so I can form my own opinions and stuff. But yeah, this book reminds me of Vanishing Half, and Vanishing Half reminds me of this one because it covers like the same topic. The next book is Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. If you don't know, this is a new book from Angie Thomas, and as you can see, it is signed. So let me show you the signature. It's like right here. This book is about Star's father. Oh my god, what is his name? Maverick. How can I forget his name? Maverick is literally one of my favorite characters from The Hate You Give, and I really adore him. So I cannot wait to read this book and see what it was like when he was like a young teenage boy, basically, when he suddenly becomes a father. The next book is Nevermore by Jessica Townsend. Here's the thing about this purchase is that it was quite impulsive because Emma from Emma Books was talking about this book and I was like, oh my god, I really want it. But the thing is, I really want the UK hardcover because the UK hardcovers are way prettier than the US hardcovers. This book is actually out of print, but luckily I found this on ebooks.com. As you can see, this is what the cover looks like. This is what the back looks like. Oh my god, it's so like gold and shimmery, and then underneath, this is what it looks like. UK hardcovers for the win. Are you serious? It's so freaking pretty. The thing is, I don't know much about this book. All I know is that the main character is Morgan. She's cursed, I think. I don't know. I just know that this is a middle grade book and also it deals with magic. So it's like, you know, cute and whimsical. Honestly, I need shit like that because I don't read a lot of books in the middle grade genre, I guess. But yeah, I really want this because let's face it, the cover is pretty. I've heard amazing things about this book. And also I've heard the audiobook is amazing. So I'm planning to read this book sometime this year, so hopefully you can see this in my future wrap-up video. And now let's talk about Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare. This is the final copy. What's really cool is that it's actually personalized to me because I purchased this on Good Choice Reading. So it says for Trinh and then her signature. So this is a pretty cool purchase. If you don't know, this is the second book of the Last Hours trilogy. The first book is Chain of Gold and this is the second book. I read this book, I really enjoy everything, and I actually have a reading vlog for this book. And not just that, I will have a book review and discussion coming up in April. It's coming, guys. It's coming. And then of course I have to show you the Waterstones edition of Chain of Iron, and this is what it looks like. It's so freaking pretty. I'm like in love with this shade of green, so yeah, I really love the cover. The next book is After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. What's really funny is that I was watching a book recommendation video from Hannah, you know, a clockwork reader. She was talking about this book and it was on sale, so I bought it. I'm the worst. But here's the thing, this book is a little bit different from like her historical fiction books because this one deals with marriage. So basically these two people, they're in a marriage and the thing is like crumbling apart. So they both decide to just take a break for a year, have fun and do their own thing, and then at the end of the year they reunite. That's all I know, and I cannot wait to read this book, so hopefully I can read this sometime this year. The next book is Claudia and the New Girl. This is the 9th volume of the Babysitters Club. I cannot say that, the Babysitters Club. Wait, I just noticed something. The artist is different. So it's Gabriella Epstein. The art is so different. It's not like horrible, but it's just like different from the previous graphic novels. If you don't know, I'm a child and I really love this series. It has a very special place in my heart because I read like the first 4 volumes when I was like a child. These books have like a huge impact on me, and of course now 10 years later they're like doing more graphic novels, and honestly I'm all for it. So whenever a new volume comes out I buy it immediately. So I have not read this one yet, but I will definitely read this sometime this year, hopefully in the next few weeks, because it's so cute and honestly it always makes me happy. So I cannot wait to read this. The next book is Pet by Ekwaki and Messi. I actually read this book already for a 24-hour readathon, so I'll have like the video up here in the cards and then also in the description box below. If you don't know, this is magical realism and it basically follows a main character named Jam. Her mom paints a painting and then she meets Pet, which is a creature that is like hunting down monsters, and turns out the monster is at Redemption's house, and Redemption is the main character's best friend. I actually read this book already, so I'll talk more about this in my March wrap up, but overall I don't hate it, but I definitely like don't love the book, but you know, still it's a good book. That's all I have to say. The next book is Jade City by Finally. As you can see, this is a really nice hardcover. I saw that a lot of people really love this book and I was like, okay, I'm interested. But then I learned that the hardcover edition, basically the hardcover of this book is out of print, and well, it was out of print, but then now that it's back, it's just so damn expensive, okay? Like this book is like at least $20 or $30. It depends on where you're looking at. I got this used on 8books.com, and the reason why I was like, you know what, I'll buy this book is because I really want the hardcover version. So here it is. Do I know what this book is about? No, I don't. All I know is that Jade is a very important resource for this family and this island, and that's all I know. I'm sorry, okay? I cannot give you a proper synopsis because I generally don't even know what this book is about. However, I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book, so I don't want to say I have a high expectation, but I do have good feelings about this book because, you know, it's really, really good. And also, I just want to support the author because I heard that she's pretty great, so yeah. Here it is. The next book is Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Tahir. If you don't know, this is the third book of the Brown Sister. Is it the Brown Sisters trilogy? I don't know. But basically, the first book is Get a Life, Chloe Brown. The second book is Take a Hint, Danny Brown, which is right here. And then this is the third book, Act Your Age, Eve Brown. So this is about the third Brown sister. I cannot wait to read this book because I actually really adore this series because, man, the characters are freaking good and I really love the romance. So I've heard like great things about this book, so I cannot wait to read this. The next book is Dear Justice by Nick Stone. So if you don't know, she is the author of, oh my god, Dear Martin? Yeah. This one follows a main character named Vernell Laquan, and he writes letters to Justice. And Justice is the main character of Dear Martin. So that's gonna be interesting. And I've heard that Kuang, who is the main character, basically he is accused for something that he did not commit because it says that there's a dead cop and a weapon with Kuang's prints on it. So it's like, oh my god, did you murder a cop? I don't think the main character commit that crime. So yeah, this book is pretty short and I heard that it's really, the ratings is so good. I have high expectation. God damn it. Are you serious? But yeah, I'm very, very excited to read this book. And now the last book that I got for myself. So this book just came into the mail like 2 days ago, and that is Know My Name by Chanel Miller. If you don't know, this is a memoir about the girl who was raped by Brock Turner back in 2015. I've heard like amazing things about this book, and honestly, I just know for a fact that this book will literally like rip me in half. Like I really hope that this book will make me cry. I'm sure it will because it's really, really heartbreaking because obviously Chanel Miller goes in depth with what happened after that event happened and how basically this whole thing was publicized and we all know about it. And then of course Brock Turner sentenced 6 months in jail. 6 months in jail, and then not just that, he got 3 months because, you know, of good behavior. It's just such a slap in the face. I cannot wait to read this book and just cry, okay? I cannot wait to cry with Chanel Miller. And now we have to acknowledge my second sugar daddy, my boyfriend Jonathan. He bought me so many books over the past 5 months, and honestly, I'm very grateful for that because like he doesn't have to do that shit, but he loves spoiling me like the queen that I am. Ooh, I should calm down. I should calm down. Sorry about that. But yeah, real quick, I'm just gonna go talk about the books that my boyfriend bought me. He got me volume 8 and 9 of Tokyo Ghoul by Sui Ishida. Yeah, this was a while ago, and of course I read these books because I finished the Tokyo Ghoul series. So this was really nice. He actually got these books for me by himself. Like he was at his local bookstore and then he bought these books for me. So if you don't know, this is the Bone series by Jeff Smith, volume 3 and then volume 4. I remember putting this on social media, like on Insta story. My oldest friend Brandon commented and was like, oh my god, I love those books. So I was like, oh my god, I'll read them. And then so yeah, these are the books that he got me. I want to say back in November. Yeah, I think this was Black Friday, I'm pretty sure. He got me Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Tahir. I read this book like a year ago, but the thing is I had an art copy and I really wanted the final copy because now the trilogy is actually completed. So yeah, he got this copy for me and I'm very thankful for that. If you don't know, this book follows Chloe Brown and the guy, was it Red? Yeah, Red. It's about them falling in love, but like they hated each other in the beginning of this book. I will say this is not my favorite book from the trilogy. As of right now, I really adore Take a Hint, Danny Brown. I think that's the best book thus far. I have not read Eve Brown yet, but you know, you get it. This book was alright. It's not my favorite, but again, I just needed the final copy so I can complete the trilogy. Of course, he got me volume 3 and 4 of Beastars by Paru Itagaki. I believe this was for Christmas, so it was really cool because I basically like read Beastars, but the thing is I didn't have my own copies. So of course, he got me so many copies of Beastars, so really appreciate that. So yeah, he got me 3 and 4, and honestly I really love this cover because I really love the color scheme. Oh my god, look at my nails matching with like this color. Oh my god, look at us. In January he got me Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. So this book It's gorgeous underneath. I love this so much. Very, very happy about this book because I actually read it recently and I really like adore it. I will talk more about this in my March wrap-up. Now I understand why people love it, okay? Like, it's a really good book. Of course, he got me volume 5 of Beastars by Paru Itagaki. The thing is, I don't remember why he got for me. I think because we were at the bookstore and then he was just like, I'll buy you something. I was like, yes. So I asked for this one because again, I'm trying to complete my Beastars manga collection. Of course, he got me Felix Ever After by Calendar. I read this book last year. I really loved it. I just want my final copy. A final copy for my collection. So I asked for this book. I love this book so much. If you have not read this, it's so good. It's so freaking good. Basically, the main character, I was about to look up the synopsis to be like, the main character, it's like right here. The main character's name is Felix. Basically, in this book, he's stuck in a love triangle. It's complicated, but man, this book is so freaking good. And of course, if you don't know, the main character is transgender. Overall, I just think this book is so freaking good and everyone should read it because again, it's so good. So for Valentine's Day, he got me some books. So real quick, this is Wotakoi Love is Hard for Otaku Volume 4 by Fujita. I think that's how you say the author's name, but I could be wrong. The anime is so good, but the manga is not the best, to be honest. So I really hope that this one will be amazing because oh my god, I just need one volume to be like spectacular, okay? Again, the nails, oh my god, this color is so freaking pretty. And then he got me Katara and wait, what? Katara and the Pirate Silver by Faith Erin Hicks, Peter Wortman, and then Adele Matera. If you don't know, this comic book is from the Avatar Last Airbender universe. They're doing like comic books about the female main characters. So Katara, Toph, and then Suki. I read this already. I'll talk more about it in my March wrap-up, but I will say this was so unnecessary. And then of course, I asked for Beastars Volume 6 because I just, you know, I need to complete my collection and I'm happy to say that everything is completed, okay? I have all the volumes in the Beastars manga series. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I have all of the volumes and of course thank you to Jonathan because he got a majority of the volumes. And then if you don't know, my birthday was last month. It was in February and he got me 2 manga. So the very first one is Frankenstein by Junji Ito. What's really cool is that this is a story collection, so I believe there are obviously multiple stories that deals with Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Yeah, that's her name, right? Mary Shelley. Cannot wait to read this book. And then of course this one, No Longer Human. I love the cover, okay? It's so creepy, and if you take off the dust jacket, this is what it looks like underneath. This is what it looks like in the back as well. I'm planning to read this with my boyfriend sometime in the future. Honestly, I think this is gonna be really good because so far I have not been disappointed by Junji Ito's work. I heard that this is definitely heavier because it deals with death and suicide and other heavy topics. And then the last book that he got me is Fangs by Sarah Anderson. If you don't know, this book is about a vampire and a werewolf falling in love. So here's the thing, there's no plot to this book whatsoever. It's no thoughts, just vibes with this book, okay? And I love it so much because it's so freaking cute. Those are all of the books that Jonathan got me. Thank you so much. Thank you. You are the best. The next sugar daddy is Sandy from Sandy Reads a Lot, my parabatai. God bless her because oh my god, she definitely spoils me. So for Christmas, she got me These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. I read this book already. I read it like last week if I'm correct, or maybe 2 weeks ago, but I'll talk more about this in my March wrap-up. But overall, really enjoyed this book. In the beginning of the year, she basically told me, she's like, hey, I really want to unhaul some arcs. And I was like, ooh, send me a picture of your arcs because I would love to have some. Of course, she gave me All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. I actually read this book already. I never got around to getting the final copy, so I was like, oh, I'll get the arc, but now I want both. I will be getting the final copy sometime later. So yeah, this is the arc, and if you don't know, this is a memoir about George M. Johnson. I also asked for Warcross and Wildcard by Marie Lu. I read Warcross, I really enjoy it. I have not read Wildcard yet, so I will be doing that soon. Honestly, it's just so satisfying to see this, to be honest, because both books are like in the same duology and then their arcs, so that's why I asked for them. I also asked for Now That I Have Found You by Christina Forrest. I believe this came out last year in 2020 and I was planning to read it, but I never got around to it, so I'm very glad that I now have the physical copy. But yeah, I'm very excited to read this book. And then last but not least, she gave me Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. This is an arc. Oh my god, look at that. That is signed by Laini Taylor. BOOKTUBERS. But anyway, I'm planning to read this book sometime this year because I do want to finish the duologies. And then she got me these books for my birthday. So this is Toph Beifong's Metal Bending Academy. I read this book a couple of days ago and I really enjoyed this one. So I think this one is definitely worth it, way more than the one about Katara. And then this one is one of the good ones by Mika and Maritza Moonlight. So this book, oh my god, Sandy loves this book. Because of her, I added this book to my TBR and to my wish list, and I'm so glad that she got this for me. So very happy about this. So thank you so much to Sandy for spoiling me the past 5 months, because she gave me shit, you know, for free like the arcs, and then she gave me something for Christmas and then for my birthday. So thank you so freaking much for everything. Real quick, I want to talk about Olivia because she gave me something and I was like so grateful because she didn't have to, obviously. So for my birthday, she gifted me The Shadow of Kyoshi by FC Yi and Michael Dante DiMartino. So if you don't know, this is the final book of the Kyoshi duology. So I read the first book 2 years ago. I really want to read this book sometime this year, and I'm pretty sure I can because it's actually pretty short. If you don't know, this book is about after Kyoshi, she's like pretty young, like a teenager, and she falls in love with someone, but it's very complicated. Like the first book is so damn long and so complicated, so I wonder what's gonna happen in this book. And honestly, the ratings is pretty good, so I really hope that this book will be amazing. Okay, I just need this book to be better than the first one. So yeah, thank you so much, Olivia, for giving me this. You're the best. And also thank you so much to Mika because for my birthday she gave me Legend Born by Tracy Deonn. I've heard like nothing but amazing things about this book, and also Mika loves this book. I've heard that this is a retelling of King Arthur, if I'm correct, and yeah, I've just heard nothing but amazing things about this book. So hopefully I can read this book next month, or maybe in next month is April, which is weird, so the month after that, May. But anyway, I just hope I can read this soon. So thank you so much to Mika for giving this to me. And now the finale. I'm here to talk about the books that the publishers gave me. So thank you so much because I've been spoiled for like the past 3 months, okay? It's great. So yeah, they're my last sugar daddy. So let's quickly talk about them. Penguin Teen, I gotta give them a shout out because they gave me 3 books, okay? As you can see. So the first book is Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lo. So I read an arc of this, and what's funny was that when I was like reading the arc like towards the end, they sent me an email being like, hey, you want the final copy? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So here it is. I really enjoyed this book. I talk more about this in my wrap-up video, the one for January and February, the one that's like 43 minutes long. They gave me A Taste for Love by Jennifer Yen. I actually did a sponsor video for them, I believe like towards the end of January. I read this book last weekend. This book was so good. I love this book so much. I just see myself in the main character, Liza. Oh my god, it's so funny. I straight up almost forgot her name, but anyway, I just love the main character. This book is a YA romance book, and there's baking, there's so much baking, there's so much good food, and I was just so hungry when I was reading this book. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book, so I'll talk more about this in my March wrap-up. I believe last month they gave me Luck of the Titanic. So this is by Ceci Lee. This is an arc. I have not read this book yet, but obviously I will because I really want to be good at reading arcs. I'm trying my hardest, guys, okay? So this book comes out May 4th. Look out for that if you really want to read a historical fiction book about Asian women, I believe, because this deals with the Titanic, obviously. That's all I know, okay? This is gonna hurt me, isn't it? I cannot wait to read this. The next book is The Chosen and the Beautiful by Nhi Vo. Real quick, shout out to Tora Books for giving this to me. I'm very happy and fortunate to have this. So this is about Jordan Baker, and I'm sure that you know her. She's from The Great Gatsby. In this book, she is, I believe she's Vietnamese and she's queer. I think she's Vietnamese. I could be wrong, but anyway, she's Asian and she's queer. So it's fucking lit. But yeah, I really want to reread The Great Gatsby before I read this book because I think that will enhance my reading experience when it comes to this. So this comes out June 1st. I cannot wait to read this book because I will read this book before it comes out. This is honestly probably like the best thing that anyone has given me. That is such an exaggeration, but I was like screaming when I got this package, and I got an arc of Chain of Iron from Simon T. So thank you so much to Simon T for making my dream come true, okay? Like, this is my very first Cassie arc. It feels fucking good, you know? Like, I was so happy when I got this in the mail. So yeah, I read this book. I loved it. I annotated this book. It's great. And yes, I do have 3 copies of Chain of Iron. It'd be like that. The next book is Honey and Issue's Guide to Fake Dating by Adiba Jagirda. I really adore the Henna Wars by Adiba Jagirda, so of course I requested an arc. Thank you so much to Page Street Publishing. But yeah, this book has fake dating and I cannot wait to read this towards like the end of April. As you can see, I'm on my bed right now and natural lighting is definitely gone, so I'm here to talk about the last 2 books that I got from publishers. Well, one is from a publisher and one is from Netflix. Yeah, let's talk about them. So the next book that I have to talk about is Happy Endings by Thinh Kim Lam. First of all, thank you so much to Avon Books for giving this to me because it means so much. So real quick, the author is Vietnamese and then the main character is also Vietnamese American. That's pretty cool and I cannot wait to read this book because I just love reading books with Vietnamese main characters, and not just that, I love that the author is also Vietnamese. So yeah, I really want to read this book. This book comes out May of 2021. I'll have like the dates on the screen so you can see when it comes out, but I cannot wait to read this book. And what's really cool is that this takes place in Washington DC, if I'm correct. I'm really excited for this now, so yeah, cannot wait to read this. The last book that I have to show you is Moxie by Jennifer Mathieu. As you can see, this is the movie tie-in edition, and thank you so much to Netflix for giving this to me because they did like this whole promotion thing for the movie. If you don't know, there is a book to movie adaptation called Moxie. It's on Netflix right now. They sent me a box full of goodies and this was in the box. I will say the movie, it could be better because there is a scene where the main character throws a tantrum and I was just like over it. But yeah, I'll talk more about Moxie, the book, in my March wrap up because I actually finished that book towards like the beginning of the month. So I think that's about it for this book haul. Honestly, I'm very glad that I finally filmed this video. I hope you enjoyed this book haul, and first of all, thank you so much to all of the people that have gifted me books. My boyfriend, Sandy, Mika, Olivia, the publishers. Thank you so much for spoiling me with books. I really appreciate it. And then shout out to me, Trinh, for spending so much money on books. And now I want to ask, what is a book that you have recently purchased? I would love to know. Please leave it down in the comment section below. But yeah, I think that's about it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.